So, welcome back to the channel. Now, photographers know this, but there's something very special about the months of September and October. And that being is that it is rutting season, which is where deer will go into battle with each other, also known as stags, in order to see who's the dominant male who will have or win the mating rights to mate with the female deer. I forget what the female deer are called again, but anyway, yeah. So that's what rutting season is. So I've came up here today to Lyme Park, and I'm basically going to be shooting my Nikon D500. I'll be taking out a 170mm to 500mm Sigma. I also have a 2x tele converter. Not only that, but I'll also be carrying my Nikon 70mm to 200mm with a doubler times 2. That's going to equal 400mm. And that's got an aperture of f2.8 all the way through. So I've got enough reach to get the stags in the distance if I do see any. And basically, guys, here's my plan of action. I'm going to be listening out for any roars of the stags, and I'll simply just start walking in that direction. And it's basically that time, and now I need to get kitted up, get into my hiking gear, my photography gear, and then hopefully, guys, when I come back, I'll be sat here again going through some photographs which it is that I've taken of this day. I'm looking forward to it. So guys, come with me on my journey as I attempt to photograph stags during the rutting season here at Lyme.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it?
Yeah, I can't see no stags. I can't hear no stags. But what I am getting is some bird photography. So little tiny birds, you know, like robins, them kind of stuff, little tiny small birds. But yeah, I'm getting some pretty good shots of them. And got an epic shot of one of them in flight. But yeah, so, you know, even if I don't get any more stags, if I don't get any stags, I've not had any stags yet, but if I don't shoot any stags today, then I'll be happy just shooting the birds. But look at this, guys. So peaceful and quiet here at Lyme Park. So I'll continue my walk, and you're coming with me.
What you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? To fight, to die on, and this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. In the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night. We all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Right guys, just to let you know, I found the deer, I found red deer, and they know I'm here, okay? So the young stags, they're basically watching me, looking at me, and I'm just simply staying still. I'm on the sidelines, but I am getting some very good shots of them. Now, I'm not getting these shots, which I would really want, you know, they're really up close and personal portrait shots, but nonetheless I am getting these shots from the distance, and I'm just staying very, very quiet so they just go back. Now I did hear one of the stags starting to bellow. I seen one stag stand up and move. He was a big boy, but yeah, this is currently where we are at. So I have found the red deer. I'm keeping my distance, obviously for safety reasons, but I am at the same time, I am getting the shots, but not those shots, you know, the shots I really want. I think in order to get those shots, it's going to take a hell of a lot of hard work in order to get there. But at the minute, I'm happy with what I've got. Right guys, I'll see you soon. So the sun is coming out now. It is starting to get hot, and I've just finished photographing the red deer. Now the red deer, they knew I was here because they were watching me, okay? But I respected them enough not to get involved in their family life. They knew I was standing on the sidelines, and honestly, it almost felt as if they knew that I was a photographer and they were striking poses for me. Now, I didn't get any awesome shots, you know, of the red deer in battle with each other, but instead, I got more like family portraits. I was able to identify the stag, the main stag, that's, you know, currently ruling the roast or ruling the herd, should I say, or basically having the mating rights with the females. So I've identified him. I've taken the photographs, and now I've decided to leave them alone, leave them in peace, and get on about their daily business. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't know if I'm going to head back to the car, go somewhere else, or if I'm going to chill out here and go for a walk. I don't know yet, but what I do know was I truly did enjoy that time photographing the red deer. Again, nothing spectacular, nothing epic like I wanted, you know, with them battling and stuff, nothing like that. Instead, I walk away with some good quality shots of the red deer in general. But yeah, I'm happy with that, so that's all I can say. So, I've came back to the car and I'm having a break. Just made a phone call to my friend Dave. Basically, Dave has gone to Durham Massey in order to, you know, photograph some deer down there. But he's just sent me a message, and he's basically said that the deer are hiding, you know, in the bushes and stuff like that, so he's not having much luck. So I basically said to him, hey Dave, you know what? I feel up at this neck of the woods that, you know, come around sunset, I think it's going to liven up in there. I think these guys are going to, you know, start rutting again, and I think there might be a few clashes of antlers. So I said to Dave, why don't you come down to my neck of the woods And he's like, yeah. So I've sent him the map, the location of where I am. And, we'll see if Dave turns up, because when Dave turns up, we'll go back down again and we'll have a ganders. But this time in a minute, I'm just going to have a break, actually do some first aid on myself. And yeah, so I'm going to have a break, wait for Dave, see if he turns up. And then later on, we'll do part 2. So I've just heard back from Dave, and sadly Dave's not going to be able to join us. And the reason being is that the traffic's bad, and by the time he gets here, it'll be too late. The sun will have set and all that. So I thought to myself, I'll just bring mine to an end anyway. So I won't be going back out in the field again. Instead, I'm just going to run you guys through some of these images here, which I have made. Okay, so I've basically shortlisted these photos. And I'm going to show you them, and I'm going to talk you through them. Okay, so let's just pull it up then, and let's run through it. So let's have a look. So here we go. We have got fungus. Okay, basically mushrooms, fungus, whatever you want to call it. This stuff was everywhere today. Now, it wasn't just a normal fungus, it was the poisonous fungus too. And we'll cover that in the photos. But bear in mind, guys, that these photos have not been edited yet. So these are basically straight from the camera, no touch-up, stuff like that. So this is what I'm showing you, okay? So let's bring it back up again. So here we go. We've got the fungus growing, okay? Move on. You see, here we go. This is what we're talking about here, guys. That is the poisonous kind of fungus, okay? So as you can see, this one here is totally, I believe that one gives you, what's the word? Basically, it makes you see things. I forget what the word is for it. Hallucinogenic, is that the word? So I think that mushroom there basically makes you see things, okay? So it's like a drug. Very, very, very dangerous mushroom that is. So yeah, let's continue. What else have we got? So, this was cool. The little robin. You see the little robin there? When I edit that, a robin's going to pop out straight away, isn't he? So that little robin, he was hanging around in the woods. And as you can see, I managed to get some good little shots of him. Yeah. I was because the problem is with these little tiny birds, they're so fast. And trying to see them within the foliage of the trees, they're like camouflaged within there. So to be able to basically get a shot that's in focus of this little bird, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so moving on. Yeah, there's another shot. So what have we got? There we go. Look at this. Finally got a more detailed shot of him. Now that image, all that image needs is to be sharpened. So all we got to do is sharpen that image in Adobe Lightroom, Clarity. Sometimes it's called Clarity. So yeah, on GIMP it's called on Sharp Masking Tool, and in Lightroom it's called Clarity. So give it more clarity. But yeah, absolutely awesome to see that little fella having this little portrait taken by myself. Now this one, that I don't know what it is, right? I honestly don't know what it is, but I actually buzz of sheep. Sheep are like, I don't know, sheep are like dogs of the field. I know sheep ain't canine, obviously, I'm not stupid. But what I'm saying is sheep, they're domestic pets, really, aren't they? That just live in the field. They literally just, all they do, like a dog, is just chill out. And look at that. That little guy is just there, chilling out. He's got nothing better to do today than chilling out. So yeah, nice little portrait. I was actually fighting though to get these shots because of the ISO. The ISO I was on actually kept on brightening the light too much. So I had to really drop down the ISO. But by that time, you know, the wildlife, the sheep, they get bored because you've had your opportunity. And if you're messing around, they're just going to stand up and walk out. Bit like a woman, I guess. Okay, so let's see what else I got. Here we go, birds. So yeah, birds were everywhere. I don't know what breed that bird is, but look at that. He was way out in the distance. I seen him. I basically seen him going flying, and I'm trying to track him, trying to pick him up in the air, but then he lands on the twig, and that's when I finally managed to get these shots of him. So I'm not too sure what breed of a bird that is, but he's a little cutie, or she's a little cutie, I don't know. And this one, so as you can see, it's got the wings open. So I'll explain this to you. So that bird basically flew off the branch and landed in the grass, and then he jumped back up and landed on the branch, and that's when I done my burst and I got that photograph. Okay, so that photograph there is from when the bird is re-landing again on that branch. So moving on. Yeah, these little guys, look at them. These guys, it's just like, I'm sure he's got something in his beak. I don't know if that's an insect. I don't know if it's a worm. I don't know what it is. But that little guy was on a mission. They're like speeding bullets. There's a whew, you know, and it's so hard, you know, to photograph him in flight. But they're like speeding bullets. So moving on from this. Here we go. I told you these poisonous mushrooms are everywhere today. I kept on seeing them. Now here we go. Look at this. East out. That's a very, yeah, that's out of focus that for me. But you can use the clarity tool or the sharp masking tool in order to save that image and make it more sharper looking. But from that perspective, it looks really, really good. And here we go. Another one. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic shot. This shot here reminds me of a shot I took many, many, many years ago here of a red deer, and I called it Morning Light. And the reason why I called it Morning Light was because half the face of the red deer was being illuminated by the morning sun that was rising in the sky. And the red deer in that photograph had the exact same characteristics and the same exact slim facial features as this young stag. And I think, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. This is the thing, right? So the photographs that I took, okay, years and years and years ago, I can guarantee you that these stags here, these red deer here, they're from the hierarchy chain, aren't they? They're from the family, what's the word? They're from the family chain. So it would be the siblings. So the guys who I photographed would be like grandma and grandpa, or great-grandma and great-grandpa, you get me? So these guys are from that bloodline, that's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I love that shot. Another perfect shot. I absolutely adore that shot. Look at that. I love that shot. Again, all I have to do on this shot is to use the on-shot mask or the cloud detail and just make it sharper. Apart from that, it is perfect. It's fantastic. So, and I love the way that there's a reservoir showing there in the background. I think that is Bollenhurst Reservoir, if I'm correct. Now, another good one. Again, all it requires is the unsharpened tool, clarity tool. And I love the way that the mountain in the background, which is black rocks, appears. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I'm looking at black rocks right now, and I'm going to have to go up there again. It's been a long time since I've been up black rocks. Do you remember I made that video when I camped up there in the Polish Army tent? I may have to do that again. So, moving on. There we go. Look at that. Now that is a well shot in focus image. And I like that because it's almost as if you're playing peekaboo. You know, it's like, and look at that, guys. Just look at that. What do you think? Does he know I'm there? Does he know that a photographer is photographing him? You know what? I'm not too sure. But yeah, so let's come out of this. Let me zoom back in. There we go. So, yeah, so let me zoom back into this and we'll continue. Yeah, I love that shot. Yeah, wow. I love that shot as well. And with the mountain in the background, that mountain being black rocks. Again, black rocks is a stunning area. So to have that image there of a red deer with the black rocks in the background, fantastic. And I think with the tree trunk there, it's also showing that image, it's showing that photograph of the environment that the deer is in. So yeah, see, I've always been like simplistic with my photos, which means I just focus on the subject. But to actually incorporate, you know, the environment around it, yeah, I agree, it does make photographs more interesting. So maybe that's something I'll have to do a lot more of in the future. Yep, three young stags there. 2 stags. I love this. I love this one. Again, it's like we're playing peekaboo there, aren't we? Peekaboo, I see you. And it's like them saying, I see you too. And it's like, okay, I'm going to disappear again and hide until you forget about me. But yeah, I think that's a cracking shot. 2 young deers. And look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go over here. Look at that. Perfect. So yeah, again, another alternative version of that shot. And look at this guy. I just love this guy. Look, this guy, he is so unique as a red deer because his facial characteristics compared to those other red deers is so unique. That is a unique red deer. I've never seen a red deer like that before with these facial, you know, characteristics. Just look at him. I don't know, he's like the model, isn't he? He's like a fashion model. This dude is like a fashion model of the red deers. He's not the common person. He's a superstar fashion model, this guy. Right, anyway, moving on. Another one. I love this. I love the grass in the foreground. I love the stag in the middle foreground, and then I love the trees in the background. So, to me, winning photograph. So happy with that. Fantastic. Here we go. So, this image will probably look a little bit bright to you guys, but you got to remember, I've not, something's, see the sun's came out and I can see we've got some kind of flare here. So bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can fix this glare. Oops, that's number 2. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, let's see if I can get rid of that glare for you. Okay, let's try this. Let's come up. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So that glare's gone out of the corner. Fantastic. This is what happens when the sun comes out. So where were we? We were... Oh, yeah. So this image may look very bright to you guys, but again, I've not edited these photographs. Some photos I intentionally underexposed for because I wanted to reserve the detail, you know, and the highlights and stuff, and I'll adjust them in Photoshop. But for the sake of it, to show you on the computer, this is what it looks like with normally a normal exposure. But look at this. Look at that. All young stags. The next generation of stags is there. So these are the next guys, probably next year. These guys will be the competitors. Guys, I adore this one. I think this one is so freaking cute. Okay? I really do. I really do. And you tell... Well, I'll tell you why it is. Is because of that young... Is it the fawn? What do you call... What are baby deers called? Is it fawns? Or is it foals? Okay. Anyway... But it's that little foal that's hiding right in the foreground. Let me show you. Check this. I love it. Absolutely love it. Look at this. Look at that. Hiding in the grass is this little character. This little bundle of love and life. How cool is that, guys? That's cool. That I love that image. It just says family. Look at that. Look at that. Top. There's the sisters. There's the brothers. Absolutely fantastic. I love that image. So, next one. Again, these is all like the, what's call it? These are the females. The females. I think they're called hinds. I need to study again. But guys, look, back again. Look at this. It's these poisonous mushrooms. I am telling you, them poisonous mushrooms, I was seeing them everywhere today. Absolutely everywhere. I didn't even want to touch them in case, you know, I then touch my mouth and then, you know, I get this freaking drug, what it gives into you. So, yeah. So, as we can see, we've got more hinds here. All looking good. There we go. Another one of Black Vox. So, look at this. The stag. This is one of the male dominant stags. And he's escorting the other herd, flocking this herd away. And right here at the top, as we can see, we've got Black Vox. Absolutely fantastic. More shots here of the hinds, the females. Oh, and there's a young stag. Guys, look, I've really enjoyed today getting out there in the field because I knew these guys, I knew they knew I was watching them and they knew that I was photographing them. Look at this guy. This one is awesome. Look at this guy. Look at that. That exposure, absolutely fantastic. Look at that. You cannot beat that. And that's why it's worth getting out there. Granted, I had to work for these photos. They're not the best photos by all means, but I had to work for them. You know what I mean? I had to graft in order to get these photos. Otherwise, I'd be walking away with nothing. And we don't want to be walking away with nothing. It's better to walk away with something than not walk away with nothing. Okay? So, what else did we get from here? this, yeah, there we go. Look at this. He stood up now. He's off. He's off. I think that is, yeah. That to me, that's like a teenager in human terms. I'd say that Red Deer is probably like a teenager or 18 to about 25. I think he looks lean. I think he looks athletic. He looks sporty. And yeah, I think he's recently came into the world of adulthood. That's what it looks like to me. And there you go again, he's off. I love this one. Fantastic. As he's walking away, he bypasses another red deer, and it creates that visual stunning image. You see here? And then come over, and there you go. He's just chilling in the background. I think that is an awesome, epic shot. I love that one. Can't wait to edit it in Lightroom. And here we go. Another young stag by the looks of it, with his antlers starting to grow. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but stags during the rutting season, they have like a velvet fur over their antlers, and then that velvet fur kind of like shreds, and like it goes all like bleeding, and you know, it's like always like ripped skin and stuff. But that's what they do. They use like trees and stuff to rip it off, so it just comes down to the actual antler itself. So I just thought I'd highlight that to you. So moving on. Love this one. Oh mate, this is epic, right? This is epic. This is probably the most happiest red deer I've seen in my life, okay? So this is the happiest red deer I've seen in my life. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's happy. He's happy. Look at this. He's surrounded by the women. He's surrounded by the females. That is one happy deer. I think that is a totally awesome shot. Okay, so, Wells, have you got anything else? Nope, that's it. Guys, so there we go. You've came along with me again for another day out. I've been in the field, and I think it's time to basically say goodbye to you. So, you know, thank you once again for joining. But I've got a lot of kit what I need to pack up. I need to sort the car out a bit because it's getting a little bit, you know, I wouldn't say dirty. Dirty is nowhere near the word. I would say it's getting a little bit dusty. So yeah, I need to sort out the car because the car's getting a little bit dusty now. I can see dust forming on top of the dashboard and stuff like that. But guys, listen, thank you for tagging along with me, and we'll see you all in the next video.